Hey, what's up? It's not trying to introduce flashy new modes or massive content. Instead, it's targeting specific problems that interfere with the basic experience. And that approach can actually feel really reassuring after the chaos that sometimes follows launches. Konomeke. The broad headline here is improved overall stability and performance, which covers a lot of ground. Fewer crashes, fewer odd freezes, and generally more consistent frame pacing and matchmaking behavior when everything is behaving as intended. That kind of catch-all fix is the backbone of a good patch, because it helps everything else feel more reliable. On the gameplay front, there's a neat little fix that plenty of players will appreciate. Match restarts in 3 stages of hell matches were reportedly not functioning correctly, and that could make a multi-fall match go sideways in ways that are more annoying than game-breaking. Instead, a patch addresses the reported restart behavior, so that when a fall ends and the mechanics say a restart should occur, the match flow actually follows the rules. No weird hangups, no unexpected rewinds, and importantly, no moments where momentum gets stolen because the engine didn't transition properly. For players who like to run longer, more dramatic matches, or record highlight reels, that kind of reliability is a relief. For creators, a recurring headache has been images mapping incorrectly in create modes. If you've ever spent time customizing logos, arenas, or attire, only to have textures or images appear in the wrong place or with odd scaling, you know how deflating that can be after investing time into a design. This patch specifically addresses those mapping issues, so custom artwork should place and display as intended more often, meaning the time you spend fine-tuning your creations is less likely to be wasted by a visual bug that helps the whole community creations ecosystem breathe a little easier. Speaking of community creations, the online side also received attention. Players reported that custom superstars sometimes failed to load when pulling from the community vault, which is a problem if you want to import user-made characters into matches or arenas. The update improves overall online match stability and tackles that loading problem, so your custom roster should show up reliably when you decide to throw community-made talent into your games. Stable online behavior is one of those invisible improvements that pays dividends. Fewer aborted matches, less time spent troubleshooting, and more time actually playing. There's also a slice of the patch dedicated to the island mode, where leaderboard instability was causing headaches. Leaderboards are the lifeblood of many competitive or score-chasing modes. They track progress, bragging rights, and give you a reason to come back and improve. Fixing reported leaderboard instability means scores should now stick and display consistently, which is crucial for anyone grinding to climb ranks or comparing runs with friends. That kind of stability helps maintain long-term engagement and makes weekly or daily challenges feel fairer. I should also call out how small, targeted fixes like these can change the overall perception of a game's launch. Patches that focus on fixing the pathways players use every time they boot the game, like matchmaking, saves, and basic create load operations, tend to have an outsized positive effect on player sentiment. Instead of adding new things that might introduce new bugs, this update prioritizes a sturdy foundation, which is exactly what many folks wanted during early access. The rollout seems to have been prompt, and players on various platforms have already started seeing the download hit their consoles and clients. In practical terms, what this means for you is straightforward. Expect fewer interruptions, more consistent match behavior in multi-fall formats, more reliable creation tools, leaderboards that behave as they should, and community content that imports without throwing errors. None of these changes are dramatic on their own, but together they represent a tidy set of fixes that make the experience cleaner and more predictable. That's the kind of thing that turns frustrating moments into smooth sessions. And for a game that thrives on user-created content and online matches, that's huge. I won't overload you with speculation about future updates, but it's worth noting that patches like this are usually the first step in a cadence of improvements. The devs often follow with additional tweaks informed by player reports and telemetry. For now, enjoy the improved stability, check your download queue, and if you work in the creation suite or spend time on the island, take a run through your favorite features to confirm everything looks right for you. Overall, this update demonstrates attention to the community's pain points and shows a preference for fixing the systems that matter most to player experience. If you encountered any of the specific problems mentioned, match restart issues in 3 stages of hell, image mapping oddities, leaderboard instability, or community content failing to load, this patch should already have addressed them, or at least improved the situation noticeably. Enjoy your matches, test out your creations, and take advantage of the smoother online play while the improvements settle in.